So one of my favorite things to do in my sketchbook is draw people. And I feel like over the years, I've really gotten good at drawing like bodies, anatomy, faces, things like that. In particular, I really love going to like crowded places, like cafes and parks, and just showing up with my sketchbook and sitting down and people watching and just like drawing whoever happens to show up in that moment. Something about that like observational aspect while like being able to go outside and experience life outside of my house, which I tend to be in like 99% of the time. It's just a really nice experience that I like to savor while enjoying like practicing drawing in my sketchbook. But I know like, you know, sometimes you can't go outside, sometimes it's like shitty outside, like weather-wise, or you just don't want to. So I've put together a list of fun figure drawing exercises and resources that you can look into to do some figure drawing right from the comfort of your home and internet connection. Yeah, let's just hop right into it. So my first little fun exercise idea is, of course, Google Maps, baby. If you're new to this channel, maybe you haven't seen this, but I've dabbled in my Google Maps exploration. Big fan of Google Maps Street View. People know this. Everybody knows this. Yeah, essentially what I like to do is just like drop myself anywhere in the world that, you know, has Google Maps coverage and just like wander around until I find people that like seem interesting. Doing figure drawing in this way gives this like session of like study and practice, this like gamified aspect, and you're able to like wander around this new place that maybe you're interested in or this new country and just like draw the people that you happen to find. So it's again very like serendipitous, and this is, I feel like, the closest thing to what I like to do when I go outside and like go to cafes and things, because like literally what you get is what you get. There's no like filtering or searching for specific people or body types or cultures. Well, I guess like where you drop yourself will give a, you know, good hint as to what kind of people that you will see. But yeah, if you're interested in the world and if you're interested in like travel and things like that, which I very much am, this is a great way to get some figure drawing practice in while exploring the world a little bit and like seeing what places are like in different countries. Instagram, we love it. We love to hate it. We hate to love it. I sure do. Obviously, it is like a huge resource of like photo and video and people. Something that I like to do if I'm just like kind of sitting somewhere and there's nobody around to draw. I like just like scrolling my feed. On my art account, I mostly follow like art people, but on my personal account, I follow a lot of like Instagram models and like influencers and just like people that I think are cool. So I like going and scrolling through that and just like drawing some of the people on my feed, or like going to a specific person's profile and drawing them. Some recommendations for people that you can check out. This is all just my taste, people that I enjoy and think are cool and like drawing. Miss Daddy, they are just like so cool and like stylish and such a vibe about them. I love them. Meg the Stallion, iconic. She shows a lot of body yaddy yaddy in her Instagram pics, so that's a good like, again, anatomy reference. Watching New York is a good one for fashion. This guy goes around New York and like shoots outfits in fashion and people that he sees, so it's like a really nice range of like styles and like people and whatever, so highly recommend that one. Are You Kitty? I believe they're a model, just like incredible like muscle tone and that kind of reference if you're looking for muscle reference. Lovisa Lager? Again, they're a model, I believe, and lots of body, great like dynamic posing and like fun outfits and things like that. Paloma El Cesar, iconic model, again, same kind of deal, lots of body, lots of outfits, lots of dynamism, things like that. Super fun to draw. Zendaya, of course, Zendaya. Like, come on. Of course, Zendaya. And Aquaria. I love Aquaria. They were my favorite, one of my favorites on RuPaul, and lots of nice like feminine but also like masculine looks. So it's fun to like look at their costumes and like extravaganza and all that. So yeah, I highly encourage you to, you know, draw people that you enjoy, or like specific, if you're looking for like muscular reference or like body reference, you could look at athletes or like swimwear models, or if you're looking for fashion reference, you can look at fashion influencers, things like that. So you can really like pick and choose what you're interested in and then just draw them. Pinterest. Oh my god, I love Pinterest. It's such a good resource. There's so much going on there. I feel like every time I need reference or ideas or whatever for anything, like I just do a quick little Pinterest search and you can find yourself like falling into different wormholes and getting into different paths and finding lots of great reference for art. So you can of course, you know, search for whatever you're in the mood for, but specifically for figure drawing, little tips that I've found over the years is if you search up texture Photoshop people or Photoshop people texture or something, it'll give you like a bunch of those, I think when, I don't know, people do renderings of like buildings or like developments and things like that, and then you see like the people that are like kind of placed. This is kind of what that is. So you'll get sheets of these like, just like people walking around in different poses, just like very natural looking. This is kind of very reminiscent of like what you would see or what you would draw if you did go to like a park or a cafe or things like that, just like people walking or sitting or looking at their phones, like living daily life. So I really like looking at these for references when I don't feel like going out. Another good account to look at is called Character Design References. They have a lot of good, like specifically like anatomy, study references, a lot of references from like other artists, just really good stuff if you're interested in like character design. Highly recommend looking at their pinned boards. And then Ahmed Al-Duri, he has a good collection of pins on his account. He's always been like trying to help the artist community and like teach and things like that, so he would be a good reference to look at. Michael Mentler, I found him recently. He has lots of good like more classical traditional references in his feed, so if you're you know interested in looking at like classical drawings and references and like historical stuff or like sculpture, things like that, which could be great for like anatomical studies or like figure drawing studies, consider checking him out. Another thing that I love to do occasionally when I'm in the mood for it, I love drawing stills and screenshots from movies and TV. Cinematic stills and things like that are great for if you're interested in like storyboarding or just like movies and TV in general, cinematography, those kinds of things. It's a great way to like learn about composition, and for like specifically figure drawing, it's a great way to study like smaller kind of natural gestures, because typically, you know, drawing people from movies and TV, the camera is able to get much closer, so you can like really look at like hands and like facial expressions and things like that. So cinematic stills are really great for that. You can do this with like if you're watching a show or something while you're drawing. You can just like take a couple screen caps and then put them off to the side and then use those as reference as you like continue to watch your show or something. Again, Pinterest can be like a good resource for this if you just like search up cinematic screenshot or movie screenshots or like television stills or screenshots, whatever. You can usually find like a good breadth of references there. A few other websites that I found that specifically hold like a database of cinematic screenshots and things like that. I think this is for use of like when people are putting together like a pitch or something for movies or TV. They like pull different screen caps of different shows and things like that to kind of like get their idea across. So FilmGrab is one of the websites. They look like they have a bunch of stuff. You can kind of sort by like directors, cinematographers, things like that. Very like iconic, beautiful screen grabs here. Movie Stills DB is a database of a bunch of movie stills and screenshots. This one has like a search feature where you can like, if you're thinking of a specific movie, you can search it up there and it'll show you like a bunch of them. Again, same kind of thing, just movie stills, database, search function. And then FrameSet is another one. This one's really cool. It looks like very polished and it's like filtering and database. You can search by like type of shot or like number of people in a shot. If you're looking for something specific but you don't know like of a specific film that would give you that kind of thing, it's very much like based on like searching on like the visual factors that you're looking for. So this is great for if you're like doing actual storyboarding or like interested in storyboarding or like cinematographical compositions or things like that. This seems like a really good resource. You can look at historical references, like art history. One resource that I found in particular, which is like super cool and I didn't even know existed, is artsandculture.google.com. I guess like Google has this massive database of like museum collections, just like art stuff. It's incredible. Like I don't even know to what extent they go through, but like it's Google, right? So they probably have like a pretty good reach of lots of artsy things to look at. One thing that you can do on here is you can like look at a specific artist's collection. So if you're looking to do studies of a specific artist, like for example Van Gogh or something, you can just like search up his stuff and then it shows you all of like his works at super high quality, super high definition image quality. So this is really good if you're specifically looking to do like a study or something of a specific artist. And then we have, of course, the figure drawing websites. If you've done like live figure drawing or are interested in figure drawing to some capacity, I'm sure you'll know about this. So Quick Poses is one. It's one of those websites that you just kind of tell them the interval that you're looking to draw at. So this is for like specifically like quick figure drawing, gestural drawing, things like that. And then you just hit go and then it just like shows you a bunch of different kinds of figures and people and references, and then you just like quickly draw them. This is great for if you wanted to practice like figure, gesture, quick kind of things. Line of Action is a classic. Same kind of deal. You can select between like nude models or specifically covered models. You can select different genders or whatever, ages, and then of course the interval as well. And it's the same kind of thing. You just hit go and then it shows you the different references and then you just quickly draw them depending on what interval you selected. Characterdesigns.com has a bunch of like photo reference packs, nude or covered. Seems to be targeted towards people who are like interested in like the character design side of things. Seems like they have like lots of great resources for like costume design and silhouette and like just, you know, typical character design type things. So check that out if you're interested in that kind of deal. Human Anatomy for Artists. This one is super NSFW, but it's just lots of figure drawing, mostly nude, it seems like, references. Yeah, lots of poses. If you're looking for like specific body references or poses or anything like this, this seems like a pretty good database to look at, as long as nobody's standing behind you as you're doing it. Online shopping stores, e-commerce stores. You know, it's like the photos there are meant to show off like the garment or whatever, but most, if not all, online stores have like some sort of modeling in that database. So I don't know, if you have like a brand that you like or a type of clothing that you're interested in like learning how to draw or like seeing what's out there for like costume design and things like that, you could go to a specific brand's website and kind of browse through their catalog, and more likely than not you'll see some like modeling the clothing on models, so you can use those as figure drawing references. So yeah, just look around. You would know better than I know what you're into, so just look at different clothing brands that you enjoy and go nuts. Great for figure drawing, but also clothing reference or like fashion illustration or whatever. Along the same lines is fashion runway photos and photography. I'm specifically very interested in like fashion illustration and fashion and drawing different outfits and things like that, and like just like clothing illustration. So a great website that I found for specifically fashion runway photography and reference is called door11.com. It just seems like a giant database of different runways. If you're interested in like a specific designer or a show, it seems like they have like a lot. So if you take a browse and like look into it, it'll just like show all of the looks from a single show, and yeah, it's all typically like the same kind of posing because they're all just like walking down a runway, but it's great to do some studies of like drapery or fashion or silhouette and things like that. So recommend you look into that if you're interested in, you know, drawing clothing and fashion and things like that. So yeah, that's basically all I could think of in terms of figure drawing and figure drawing references. I feel like that's a lot already that you can like peruse at your leisure. And if you come up with any other ideas of, you know, good figure drawing references or resources, I would love to hear them. I'm always on the lookout for fun different ways that I can practice drawing figures and fill up my sketchbook in like cool, fun, engaging different ways. But yeah, that's about it. That'll do it for this video. But yeah, I hope that was helpful. I hope you got something out of this. I hope you can use some of these ideas or tips in your next figure drawing sketchbook session. Thank you so very much for watching. I wasn't able to slip in like any subliminal messages or anything while I was filming that, but if you like the video, ba-boom, I don't know where it is. Would it be over here? Like me. And yeah, if you want to subscribe, I make videos every week, except for that 1 week. Yeah, I do a lot of like studio vlogs, some like talky videos like this. I'm about to go on a big trip to Japan, so I'm gonna have a lot of Japan content. I'm gonna vlog the shit out of that trip and do lots of like cool little sketchbooking things while I'm there, or at least try to. And yeah, so thank you again. Hope this was helpful. Hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay. Bye.